Hey there YouTube, CoffeeDude65 here. First off bat, welcome a couple new subscribers. I struggle with this one, I don't know how to say it, but I'm going to try. Drogo Empedocles. Probably not close, but Drogo, thank you very much for the sub. And the What Mechanic. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Second time through on this video. The first time, make a note. Always make sure your mic's plugged in before you go 10 minutes without it. What I wanted to talk about today, and I've heard this on the radio, and I've heard it on YouTube, and I've heard it several different places. It's something we all know about is the economy, and then the fact that the gulf between the rich and the poor in this nation is increasing. Okay, it's increasing. We know this. We know this. We don't need stats and facts and figures, you know. But what I wanted to look at first is when times are good, presidents like to take credit for that. When times are bad, they like to say, well, you know, the president doesn't really have much to do with the economy. And that goes for everybody. If you look in the Clinton administration, look back, the economy was good. You know, you had people saying, well, you know, it's the president didn't have anything to do with the economy. Now that the economy's bad, you have those same people saying, well, it's because of the policies of Clinton just now coming to bear, and da-da-da-da-da. But I want to look at generally what control the president does have over the economy. Now, this is basic stuff, and I kind of gloss over it because I kind of go with the presumption that people that watch my videos know a little bit about American politics and American government. Alright? The thing that what the president does do is he controls the monetary policy of the United States. Alright? In addition to that, he sets the budget. He writes the budget or approves the budget that goes to Congress. He probably doesn't do it himself. He has his, you know, economic people do it. It's not Greenspan anymore. I liked Greenspan. I really did. He's a smart guy. But the president sends his budget to the Congress, and they hash it out, work it back and forth. Of course, Bush had a favorable Congress, and probably still does, even though the Democrats have a little bit more influence, but they're not doing a great deal right now. And he also comes up with tax policy. He can set the tax policy, change the tax percentages, and do all that. You know, it's kind of like back when he gave out the bribes there a few years ago, instant money back checks to everybody in the country except me. I didn't get one. Single people, I don't think, got one. Didn't want one anyway. I don't mind taxes, to be honest with you, but those taxes need to be just. Anyway, in addition to that, the president also sets the tone. And I've always said this, and I found some other people on the internet, writers and political commentators, that say the same thing. And it's true. The president can set the tone. You know, if the president sets a tone with going to Congress, raise taxes, hiking tariffs, regulations on business, and create an environment that's less favorable, business responds. Okay, people and businesses will start holding back on expansions and new operations, so on. If the president sets a friendly tone, working to cut taxes and easing tariffs and easing regulations and so on, business takes a sense of that and runs with it. You know, it's the people's perception of how the president is going to do. I remember when Bush was elected, that person I worked for, my boss at the time, made a comment, you know, hey, we're going to have to start we may have to lay people off, we may have to do some cutbacks because the Republicans are in. No more reason than that. Alright? The Republicans won the election, so we're going to have to start reining in our expenses. Let's get together, let's go through the operation and start trimming in the fat. Alright, magnify that all across the entire country. That's what happens. So business and industry will respond to these preconceived notions of the Democrat president or Republican president. Whether that's right or wrong, it's just the way it is. We know this, all right? It's just the way it is. So, is the economy good or bad right now? A lot of people will tell you both. You know, it might be good, it might be bad. Couple of stats, not anything real general. You know, unemployment. This article I found was one of the quickest ones I found, and it's a lot, some of it's talking about Vermont, some of it's talking about nationwide. But 3 million manufacturing jobs have been lost in the United States since Bush has been in office. 25% manufacturing jobs disappeared between 2001 and 2007. 25%. 5.4 million Americans have slipped into poverty since Bush has become president. Wages and income are declining for many Americans. Cost of necessities are increasing. We know that too. Go to the grocery store, buy gas. Healthcare cost in Vermont, again, premiums increased 58.8% between 2001 and 2006. All right. The minimum wage was passed, but that's not everything. That's not. It's kind of like the tax rebates, refunds. It's just kind of a nice little show. 47 million Americans have no health insurance. One percent population earn 22% of the wealth. 1% own more wealth than the bottom 90% owns combined. So the rich are rich, poor are poor. We know this. Just get out of your car, walk around. You know, don't go around the world with blinders on, okay? Take a look at the world around you, all right? Don't necessarily focus on yourself for a change. Look at what you see, and the evidence is there. It's just as plain as day. You know, and that's one thing I've been thinking about too. I could make a whole blog on that, but just the general statement is, you know, we are a country of individuals, but we need to look after the whole, and that's something we don't do anymore, and that's something that we learned in the 60s. Be an individual. Be free. Be creative if you want. Don't be creative if you want. Just be free. Live as an individual, but you also care about the collective. You care about society. You care about your brother and sister around the world. Doesn't matter. Borders doesn't matter. All right? And we've lost that. We're too into ourselves. Myself. People that will tell you the economy is great, maybe their economy is great. My economy is not bad. My personal economy is not bad. But I can look across the country and see overall, hey, you know, we've got some problems here for the country, for the world, and we got to make a change. You know, we got to get together and stop it, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. So, and like I said, we know this to be true. Take a look around you. Stop and look. All right, don't just be concerned with your individual status in life. Look around you. See what's around you. Open your eyes and take a look and see what the path that we've been on so many issues. The economics is just one. So many issues. So that's about it. Talk to you guys later. Take care. Peace.